Let's flip it to the defensive side of the ball. The defense is playing as well as anybody in the NFL, especially when you consider the three teams they've faced. What have you noticed Jim Schwartz doing defensively?
Well, I think they're doing a way better job of disguising this year. I think they're keeping quarterbacks confused. Like their man looks traditionally have been man over the years, and their zone looks have been zone. They're doing way better disguising their principles, disguising their approach. Looks like man pre-snap, punching out of that, going to cover two, which is two down corners. You know, you can walk up and get in someone's face if you ultimately have to cover cloud flats, the short portions of the field. That's not a problem. So they're giving more disguise there. They're playing cover six off of that as well, which is a down corner. And then it's kind of tricky to explain without a whiteboard, but essentially cover six is like cover four and cover two. What's 4 + 2 = 6? Yeah, we're doing some math today. So it's split field coverage. So on one side of the field, you're playing cover two, and on the other side of the field, you're playing cover four. And what it does is it gives you a chance to organically double team a little high-low on some teams' best receivers, while also taking away quick throws to the short side of the field and giving yourself a bit more of a safer look to the field side, which is the wide side of the portion of the game where the quarterback and route concepts have a bit more space to develop. So they're doing more of those things. Or even, and this is the first time we've seen this last week, they ran quarters 5 or 6 times in that game. They have not run true cover 4 quarters in Schwartz era much at all. So it's a like we talked about it, I think last year. They wanted to do a little bit more change up to their man coverage stuff, and they're doing that, I think, at a much better rate this year than they were last year. And I think when you mix that with their now improved defensive line that's able to get home with just 4 guys, at this point, guys, they are sacking the quarterback on 20% of dropbacks where they only bring 4 guys, leading the league by like 6% right now. They're getting crazy production by just bringing 4 guys, which is special. When you can drop 7, and that'll be the secret with Jared Goff this weekend, when you can drop 7 in coverage, only bring 4, and still get pressure on the quarterback, that's the worst nightmare of most quarterbacks, because that's where it feels like they've got a bunch of guys in coverage, which takes away those easier throws we want to get to, and then they only have 4 that they're pressuring with, but those 4 are creating discomfort. That's a tough defense to beat, and they're doing that right now really well. So I expect man coverage. I expect disguise and getting into their zone looks. And then I think they're going to lean this week because of how well Goff is against the blitz. Can we get there maybe blitzing 4, 5, 6 times in very specific scenarios versus putting ourselves in a vulnerable spot, blitzing 12, 13, 14 times because you don't feel like you're getting pressure, and you got to try to do something to shake up the comfort of Goff in the pocket. So that's really the pendulum swing on that side of the ball. And I think they'll have enough there. It's just a matter of getting the Lions into enough of those third and throw situations that you can get a little funky with them, show them some blitz stuff, drop out of it, do the line twist, exchange stuff that they're finding a bunch of success with, looping an edge around the defensive tackles, et cetera, et cetera. And then that continues to keep Goff discomfort in the pocket very high. And if you can make him feel discomfort in the pocket, drop 7 and play a bunch of coverage, you got a chance.